We'd like to welcome you to everything there is to know. This is our life, this is our music, it's our minstrel show.
It's the Minstrel Show starring Valentine, rapper Big Pooh.
Let's go there. Hotel. Thank you. It's been a while since I've been back here in Atlanta. I miss you guys. It's give thanks to Lord. We love you too. We've been sojourning and through some trials, and we're coming full circle now because we're seeing the fruits of labor that we didn't think was ever going to be birthed. And you know what it's like, sisters, to be in labor and wishing this thing would just be over with, the process, so you can see the gift. Well, now I am just amazed, after 35 years of being in the underground metaphysical community, which I created in New York, to see it literally explode like a nuclear bomb in consciousness. And it feels good to be able to speak language and people understand and understand what I'm saying. Because back in the days when I was talking to 2 or 3 people, and even they thought I was crazy, I had to get them into the language, which is what we're going to do today, to decode and deconstruct exactly what's going on today, so that our children, which is probably going to be told on the YouTube, will get reintroduced to me. Because everybody seeing me on YouTube now for the first time thinks that I'm a new jack coming in there. And I just want to tell the young brothers and sisters of the YouTube generation that I'm old school, was out there with the revolutionaries, sat at the feet of the masters that preceded us. We were there, Sister Tassili, she knows, we were there in the trenches attempting to get this consciousness out to the brothers and sisters on a whole level. We dealt with the nationalist community, but when I went to sit before the elders and asked them, when you teach us the history, could you please tell us a little something about the mystery? Because the mystery behind the history is what made our people great. What they were dealing with were the effects of our people's mystery system. So a lot of the elders were kind of remiss or a little recalcitrant to give us any information, especially Dr. Ben, Baba Ben. He wouldn't give us any information about that, obviously thinking that we weren't ready. But I believe we were ready because I felt that I was ready. And I opened up the underground metaphysical community in New York for that purpose, to study the mystery. What made our people great? Not the acts of conquest and building pyramids, but what were the thought processes, the abstract consciousness that went into solving the mystery of how to put a pyramid together. What were they studying? Who were they studying? So we came about and we did that. This is just a little upgrade for the brothers and sisters, the young brothers and sisters, wanting to know who I am and what I've been doing. Just bringing the mystery system, or what we call the path of the hidden light. That's what it was called. There was no mystery system. It was called the path of the hidden light. And if you wanted to study more about the path of the hidden light, you would have to join our university online, where we teach online in real time around the world. In fact, we were the first to teach in real time in cyberspace, to create a campus in cyberspace, to the point when our beloved Dr. Jeffries and I talked, he picked up that particular premise and went forward with it to deal with that way of teaching in Africa. So we teach in a cyber university called the University of Commission Sciences. We teach metapsychology. We teach naturopathy in hygienic sciences. And we teach the Medu Neter, which is the ancient language that we are intent on making the second language of our children. Because if you were to listen to the ancient Medu Neter tongue, it sounds like Arabic. It sounds like all of the ancient tongues that are being spoken out there in amalgam. So when my children used to go to the museums and listen to the tour guides telling them what was there, I had an 8-year, 9-year-old boy correcting him. Wow. That's what we're talking about, because our ancestors left that in the stone so that they can be read by our children, and to reactivate what we're going to be speaking about, that consciousness, that download waiting to happen for our children. Because we are light beings, as you know, but we don't know how we're light beings and why we're light beings and why we have to have a memory jar. We have to kickstart the memory, the genetic memory, so we can start waking these people up. The children know it because they don't want to learn what you've been learning anymore in this education system. And I call it a education system because it's been putting our children to sleep, not waking them up. They're in coma right now. So what I wanted to do was to reference today, Professor Griff and I got together. First and foremost, I want to give a little thanks, some thanks to, where are all my materials now? Where everybody steal my materials to? Everybody run off with me. Where I go? Okay. Gotcha. First things first. First, I'd like to thank the drummers of the duat. Come on, y'all, give it up for these brothers. For those three beautiful sisters, African dancer. Let me just read it off here. Brother Chosen, Brother King, Brother Kalanji, as we're speaking. The duat, founders of the duat, KT and KB. The DVD, by the way, will be available at 1130 Euclid Avenue, Move Productions. I want to give thanks to them, South. They're Move Productions, South. Black Dot, Steve, Canal, Think Group Media, all of you all. And I would like to give thanks to Professor Griff, because it was he and Brother KB that reached out to me for this event to take place. Professor Griff and I talked for about a half hour about what we're going to call this particular event. So first thing he said was, stop playing. And I said, and being played. And it came up. So I put this particular, you know me, if you know anything about me, you know most of what I'm about to talk about is in the subtitle. And a lot of brothers and sisters who boot my tapes, and I'm saying it, they leave out the subtitles and change the names because sometimes it's a little too difficult. So some brothers call me up and say, you got this tape called, I'm saying, I ain't never made no tape like that. Well, I saw it on the YouTube. I said, they're changing the name to protect the guilty. But I can't say anything about that because essentially, whatever it is that I have done to aid in the raising of the consciousness index of the planet, that's going to be what I've been here to do, stationed here to do, and that's it. Whatever recompense I get is not to me to enrich myself on somebody else's education. It don't make any sense. My richness and what I am going to be enriched by is the fact that I am being fed back by what it is that I am seeding. Just like I plant food, I will be able to be nourished by that because I may have to choose one of you all to come back through. So if I'm lying to you all, what am I doing except lying to myself? So I said, I'm going to call this Stop Playing and Being Played, decloaking the mind-fuck methodologies of the parasitic elite, operating through gender, media, politics, and entertainment. All right, now see, a lot of people don't understand that when anybody comes to my lectures, you know, everybody says, oh, well, you know, if you could just say a few words without using certain expletives. I've been expletiving all my life. And about it is I don't want everybody to be, because I could get college and very educated and talk nasal and extremely sophisticated. I have very good education. I was beat to death in Catholic school, so you know I learned something. The thing is that when I want to express myself through passion, and there's certain words that just kind of put a punctuation point on it, even though the elders would kind of cringe and I would not do that. So listen, I'm feeling free. If I want to punctuate like that, then I'm punctuating, just to give you an understanding and overstanding of what I mean. So we are decloaking the methodologies. And that, what I'm saying there, the mindfuck, that is a true and real title from the NSA, MK Ultra. These words were used. Operation Mindfuck. So I'm not saying anything that is not being put into history. Okay? Now, moving forward, first things first. Okay? First things first. I don't care how you dressing, how you are pimping, how you're laying, how you're styling and profiling. You are not a player. We're going to begin a little softly today so that we can get the young people to understand what time it is. You are not a player. You cannot be a player because you are the played. Clowns dress up to perform for you. And most of the brothers that are playing at the bling end of rap are clowns. When hip-hop came out in the beginning, it was a harmonic of what we had left in the nationalist community, in the angst community, I call it, in the angry part of our people. This is what hip-hop was. It was to bring joy, but to maintain and continue the message. But we will see that it has been co-opted, and we are going to examine the methodologies for that co-option. And it's for the children because you maybe have heard me speak about this earlier and put the science together, but maybe the children that are now going to listen to this have not heard it put quite this way. And I needed to incorporate a few things so that we would be very clear. This is from a movie, and I know maybe most of you all have seen that movie, and they are doing a remake of it. But I wish, I know I'm going to go and see it. Because when this came out in the movies, I went to see it on the second day. On the fourth day, they took it off. They took it off out of the movies. Why? Because at the time, they had glasses, cobalt glasses, that Polaroid had put out. And there was a recall of 386,000 Polaroid new glasses made out of a cobalt lens. You see, no matter what you think, there are harmonics and frequencies that are right now working with certain words that are being transported through the air, though you think you can't hear it with your conscious mind. Every part of you right now is processing these words. Kill, fuck,